So if let's say this one, I move it here, shank number 2. So if I move this, the second, the middle slider, drag this to extension number 1, you can see this, the last one, the mesh representations also forced to be at the same location, same position, because this element is set to be checked against the part. So the system need it to get a more accurate representation of the geometry. So it must be at the same level or above the check against part only. So we are possible to move it upward, but or same level, same position, but we are not able to make it lower than this check against part level. So next is about this one. We can expand it so we can get the grid safety, mesh safety, and also the grid size. So for the grid size, we have 3 options. Normal is the default, and we have small, and also we have very small. So normal is grid safety is 1, small is 0.5, and very small is 0.25. So this is the grid safety, the safety distance, the explanation. So I will get this check against grid stock and also check against the mesh. So as you can see here, so this one, the cutter area, okay, until this level, all is grayed out. So means the system is default checks this element against the part. Okay, so back to the F1 help. So here, okay, so this one just now I explained this area is grayed out, so it means the cutter is always checked against the accurate part as defined by the surface tolerance in the table of the parameter. Okay, and here you can see this, the first slider here is consider all the tools element, means holder, extension, shank, and also the cutter. And the second one, check against part, is until shank number 2. Okay, so this one, the blue color, means shank number 2 is checked against part only, and this mesh representation, so mesh representation for this shank number 1 and shank number 2 also use the mesh representation. Okay, but for the extension number 1, it will use the mesh, what I call that, mesh safety also. Okay, but this one, the extension number 1, extension number 2, holder number 1, holder number 2 will check against stock and part. Okay, so but for this above the extension number 1, the green color box here, they all will consider as check against stock and part, and also grid representation. Okay, so next we will talk about this one, the grid safety and the mesh safety. So here we can see that we have 2 boxes. green and the red. So the extension number 1 is considered as check against stock and part. Okay, so you can see this extension number 1 is over here, but this mesh representation is dragged until the extension 1, and this check against part is until the Shank number 2. So means this extension 1 still consider use the mesh safety. So 0.03 grid size normal. So if let's say the extension number 2, this they will use the grid representation. So means this one will use the safety plus the additional safety, radius safety 0.5, means 1 plus 0.5 will get this 1.5.